So I had a strange event. I was feeling this very dark energy around me, and I kept hearing things like rear end, and feeling like something wants to behead me, having headaches and a lot of neck pain. Well, needless to say, I managed to get this energy off of me, but in the process of getting it off of me, rebuking it off of me, it managed to shift the energy into another living creature, one of my fish. And my fish are pretty large. They're larger than the palm of my hand. And they're just goldfish. But this fish suddenly, one day I'm holding it in my hand and conversing with it, and next thing it's being trapped by the filter, which, not a common thing to happen, but for whatever reason, this very healthy fish had its head stuck in this filter. So I saved it, and it managed to live another 3 days, but I guess the impact or whatever had happened to it was a little too great. Whatever that energy was a little too great, that it passed away, and with it the pain in my neck went, and eventually I did manage to have an accident with the vehicle. There was a minor dent to the car, though very minor. Needless to say, whatever that energy was managed to get something out of the situation. But meanwhile, I'm trying to explain this to a family member, what this energy is doing, and I recalled the stories that you would hear about when Jesus would rebuke the evil spirit or demon out of the individual. And basically, if you know the name of the demon, it seems that it makes it easier to rebuke it. So it's sort of the individual comes up to Jesus, and you would have this very strange conversation occurring. It's not like Jesus is talking to the individual. The individual feels the need, that they know that they need help. They're coming to him because they know they have something on them. But Jesus is talking to the demon, though, to find out what this demon is, who's this demon, what they want, sort of in, I guess, some fashion by the conversation they have with this demon. But in the end, once, Jesus knows, the demon is then rebuked out of the individual and jumps into another living creature. And it seems that it's always swine for whatever reason. So, being that, swine is swine, and there's no pleasure to be really had if you're a demon to jump into a living creature that is a pig, automatically the thing to do is to drown yourself so you can just head back home and, I guess, repeat the cycle again some other way. So, yeah, every time it's drowning in a lake, drowning in the ocean, drowning in a river, drowning wherever there's a body of water seems to be the way to go. But this is what's basically happening, and I've noticed this for all my life, about 30 years pretty much. Every time I see this, get an energy attack, and I manage to get the attack off of me, a lot of damage usually will happen in the process of trying to remove this attack, so not to become possessed. It shifts itself into another living creature, and usually it's some animal that I have in my house. And then at that point, yeah, it's just downhill for that animal. It's very hard to rescue them and shift the energy out of them, especially if they're small animals like birds and fish and the such. Cat, dog, maybe a little bit easier, but still very difficult to get the energy out. So, if you're able to rebuke these things, I suggest you give it a go. But otherwise, it just becomes a pure possession indeed. So I feel that's what I wanted to share. Well, if you have any questions or similar experiences, pass me a line. Thanks.